It's not like bad, but also it's not like, you know, good. Booby's itchy. Okay. Oh my God, we can do this. We can do it. Hey guys, welcome to Realization Hub. My name is Michelle Corazao-Dinu, and I'm an intuitive counselor, energy healer, and channeler who loves to bridge the gap between the unseen world of spirit, consciousness, energy, and intuition so that it can apply to your everyday human experience. Today's video is an energy update for May 2023, and wow, can you feel the transformation in the air? In today's video, I'll be going over some channeled energetic themes, some intuitive insights, and any wisdom that wants to come through for you so that you can have a nice, smooth, easy month and, quite frankly, not feel like you're going crazy, right? Yeah, okay. So, if you enjoy these videos, please like this video and subscribe to my channel because it really helps me out a lot. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's just start off with a little bit of a review over the last couple of months. Since May, we've been having a lot of these energetic openings starting to occur in our energy. And that is because there is a big energetic or spiritual opening happening for the entire planet. And so a lot of you since May or April or even before May have been preparing to open. And so what this means is that many of you have been releasing a lot of energy very quickly, very fast purges are happening for a lot of people, as well as doing a lot of integration. You know, a lot of people are confronting their darkness right now and integrating it, and it is allowing them to open. So some of these openings, you know, kind of the energetic wave might hit you and it might feel intense, it might feel triggering, it might feel emotionally, mentally, or even physically destabilizing. Could be emotionally, mentally, or physically painful or uncomfortable. And then as you open and release and integrate, many of you are feeling refreshed afterwards, feeling new states of being open, new states of connecting with yourself, new clarities, new perspectives, just feeling more whole, feeling more embodied, feeling more of your divinity, which is beautiful. Okay, so although these openings are still going to continue into May, maybe some of you are starting to get the rhythm of what's happening, starting to feel kind of comfortable and trusting the process of some of this intensity that's very triggering, and then just allowing the releases, allowing the openings, allowing the integrations to occur, because it is allowing you to bring a lot more of you in the body. Now, overall, the energy of May is beautiful. It has a very beautiful feminine energy to it that allows people to bring more levels of self-trust, higher levels of consciousness, more of their divinity, more of their divine personality down into their body, into earth, laying down foundations of their own path. Creating their path right out in front of them, coming from a higher purpose, their higher self, more of their master self, more of their embodied divine self is really starting to come in for a lot of people. A lot of people connecting to the new version of themselves. A lot of people birthing a new version of themselves. And a lot of people revealing who they really are and becoming who they really are. And this is laying down new foundations, new pathways in their lives that might reorient them into new directions, new experiences. But it's all coming from a place of self-love, deep self-love, that allows you to have some of the important experiences you're here to have. So there is a strong alchemical process or transformative process coming into May and going into May. And it's bigger than you. Okay, it's way, way, way bigger than the human part of you. The human part of you can't stop this, can't control this, can't resist this. Okay, so really you can only allow this. It's much bigger than you. This is not the time to put your head in the sand and, you know, try to wait for this period of time to pass over, okay? This is the time to show up for yourself. If you get triggered, this is the time to bring your presence to your internal world. This is the time for you to reflect on some of the triggering things that are happening for you. This is the time for self-love. This is the time for self-acceptance. This is the time for transcendence. This is the time for integration. This is the time to transform. Okay, and so there is a strong, 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 and fast transformative energy in the air right now. And it is alchemizing. It is changing things within you. Okay. It's very similar to that butterfly that disintegrates within the cocoon and goes through its, you know, transformation inside. But this is the time on the planet where there is a strong becoming energy, a revealing of who you really are, and becoming that and embodying that and allowing that transformation to happen inside of you, which allows a transformation in the direction that you're going in your life, which allows a transformation in your experience and what you're doing here. It's huge. It's bigger than you. Okay, so it's an important time to bring your presence to yourself. It's an important time to put yourself first, and it's an important time to take care of yourself. These aren't just your usual, you know, triggering events. These events that are triggering you on the surface, they go deep within. They go down to the core, okay? And it is what is allowing you to transform. One of the images that I got for this kind of alchemy that's happening, or this transformation that is happening, is of making ice cream. So I just want you to picture this with me for a moment. I want you to picture a big container of plain old ice cream, and there's a big industrial size mixer on it, and you are the ice cream inside that container. Earth is the container. It is giving us this focused experience of who we are and our energy dynamics, okay? And we are the ice cream inside, and we have the milk and the cream and the sugar and the ice, and that is creating the ice cream. And that's been the human experience, okay? And then we have this industrial mixer on top, just mixing the ice cream, mixing the ingredients, moving natural cycles, big natural cycles, moving around the earth, creating this alchemy of just mixing and churning and mixing and churning and stirring the pot so that we can become something, okay? And then the chef above the container, above the ice cream, is picking out different colors, different flavors, different ingredients to add to the ice cream to make it into this new flavor of ice cream, okay? And so although you might be getting very triggered, you're the ice cream, remember? So you might be like feeling like you're going like this, you know, all throughout March and April and May, you know, you might feel like you're getting tossed and turned around, okay? And that's because there are major cycles at work here. Major cycles at work here, and they are allowing you to transform. And your soul is coming in, adding in a drop of coloring here, a drop of coloring there, sprinkling in some flavors here, sprinkling in this and that, and you are becoming your own authentic flavor of ice cream. Have you ever walked into an ice cream shop and they have like 50 different flavors of ice cream? All of those ice creams are unique. They have their own flavor to them, but they're all ice cream, and they belong everywhere. Everyone likes these different, each person likes different flavors. Those flavors have their own purpose depending on what mood you're in, what the celebration is, what the experience is. They're all important, they're all authentic, they're all unique. Okay, and so in this time, coming into May and at the beginning of May, you know, it is a very alchemizing process where we are really birthing and coming into a very unique and individual, authentic expression of ourselves. Okay, so for some of you, this is the awakening. This is where you are asking yourself, who am I? And you are becoming aware of something so much bigger than yourself. You're having insights into how big you are, how gifted you are, how profound you are, how intuitive you are, all the different facets of who you are, all that you are, okay? Some of you are coming into just new expressions of yourself that are going to take you to the next phase of your life, the next phase of your journey, the next phase of your experiences that help you continue to evolve. And some of you who have been doing this work, have been doing the work, who have already had their spiritual awakening 15, 20, 40 years ago, this is the time. This is the time to pop. This is the time to blossom. This is the time to transform. This is the time to fly. Okay, I don't know how many metaphors I can give to these people that have been doing this for at least 20 years. This is the butterfly wiggling itself out of the cocoon. This is the popcorn with all the heat finally popping open. This is the fruit of the tree. This is the full blossoming of the flower. Okay, you are coming to the maturity of all this evolution in your life. You're coming to the maturity of it. And you're allowing your all of your wisdom, all of these divine qualities to really be embodied within you, walking this earth as a real embodied divine human being, completely sovereign, completely authentic, and starting to connect with your new purpose here, the next phase of your journey here, and the path that you want to create right there in front of you that may take you into new directions, that may take you into new changes, that may just take what you're doing to the next level. Okay, it's going to be a very personal, it is a very personal experience for everyone right now. A very personal experience. Really only you know what's happening within you. So I want you to think about this metaphor of the ice cream and the container and all these natural cycles that are churning the ingredients, and you as a soul adding in the special ingredients to turn you from this plain ice cream, just the typical human self, into this divine human, walking on earth. It's incredible. This transformation is incredible, and it's happening for everyone on some level. Now, for some of you, this could feel like a dark experience. It can feel scary. It can feel destabilizing. It can feel painful. It can feel intimidating. It can feel intense, okay? And that's a part of transformation, okay? Think about the caterpillar inside the cocoon. It completely melts apart. It's a very dark place. Think about the womb. When you're a fetus inside the womb and you're growing inside the womb and you're about to emerge into the world, there's all this darkness, and there's these contractions, and there's this discomfort of being squeezed, through the canal into the world, okay? And so giving birth to a new you isn't comfortable. Letting things fall away so that you have space for a new experience isn't comfortable. It is transformative, but transformation itself isn't necessarily comfortable, but it's worth it. It is so worth it deep in your bones. You know you need this. You know you want this, okay? Because this isn't just superficial happiness that you're going for, that you're allowing right now. This is deep, fulfilling connection with yourself. This is deep, fulfilling passion that you want to express in the world. This is deep, deep, deep divinity that wants to live through you in the world. All right. So it is worth it. It's amazing. And it is beautiful. And it is the deepest self act of love that you can give yourself right now. The deepest form of self-love you can give yourself is the deep transformation, the deep change that you need so that you can really live the experience that you came here to live. Like I've mentioned in previous videos in March and April, during this time, while you're having openings, integrations, and bigger releases, You will also be having shifts in consciousness. The consciousness is rising on the planet very quickly, which means your perspective or your perception can change quite a bit during this time. You may be getting insights, bird's eye view on your life, why things happen the way they happened. You may be tuning into some very deep, very old cycles that are wrapping up in your life where you just feel done with them. Okay, just as a soul, done with those experiences. You may be connecting with the journey of why you came to Earth, why you started all these lifetimes, why you came into so many reincarnations, what your journey was meant to be, the purpose for you coming down here, the mission that you may have had to come to Earth and have experiences here. You may be tuning into that. You may be wrapping that up. You may be getting a really beautiful bird's eye view on that right now, as well as a very intimate experience of ending that and grieving that and feeling angry about it and integrating it, and you know, all the things that may come up in ending a cycle, ending karma. You know, a lot of you may be having different perspectives on your relationships right now. There is a huge update in karmic relationships and agreements happening right now. And that is because many of us are ending very old cycles of why we came to Earth, because we are ready to embody new cycles of why we're here on Earth and what's going to happen next. And so a lot of the old roles that you've been playing, a lot of the old relationship dynamics that you've been in are no longer needed for you now. And those are releasing and updating right now. So there can be lots of perspective shifts in the past. There might be perspective shifts about why you're here now. There may be a lot of perspective shifts about the way you are in the world and how you relate to other people in the world. Okay. Some of you may be starting to allow this new perspective of your soul and why you're here now to start to emerge. So it's like a beautiful sunrise coming up for some of you, connecting with your soul's purpose or a new soul purpose and why you're here now and what's next for you now. You might just be at the very beginning of seeing that, of connecting with that, a very gentle sunrise kind of feeling. And it could be exciting. You could feel passionate about it. You could feel enthusiastic about it. It could feel like there's still so much for there to unfold for you to discover, for there to be revealed to you. Okay. And so a lot of people, depending on where you're at, may be going through some of these different changes. But one thing I can say is because there are shifts in consciousness happening, because there's a rising in consciousness happening, a very fast rise in consciousness happening, lots of perspectives are going to be shifting on what you went through, what you're currently going through, and what's next for you. Now, there is a strong birthing energy happening right now, and it's beautiful that it's happening in springtime. There is certainly a new you coming through. And whether you're beginning an awakening, continuing the evolution of a spiritual awakening that's already started, or whether you're coming to the fruit of the rose, the full blossom of the lotus, the completion of the fruit, the ripening of the fruit, or you know, the butterfly emerging from the cocoon and starting to fly. You know, everyone is going through that birth, that type of birth that births a new version of themselves right now. What is so exciting about this is there's such a discovery in the air. Some people in their awakening might be discovering all that they are, who they are beyond this human experience. Some of you in more mature places in your spiritual evolution may be also discovering who you are, discovering who you're becoming, and that being revealed to you as you embody more and more of your divinity. It's just really beautiful. A lot of you beginning to see the difference between your human self and that divine self that is multifaceted, multidimensional, multi-layered, has incredible integrated gifts and personality to share with the world in a very integrated divine way. You know, this is the time where it's kind of like that second coming of Christ consciousness, except it's not just Christ consciousness, it is embodied Christ consciousness, embodied. It's no longer out there in the spiritual realms where we as a human are connecting with that and evolving with it. It's coming in. We are really embodying it. Okay, and so there are people out there who have really done it. They've really done the work. They had their spiritual awakening over 20 years ago, and they are becoming the real ones right now. You know, the ones that are true embodied divine Christ consciousness human beings walking on the planet. And they're in society and they're out of society, and they are offering some beautiful things in the world, whether they're contributing to technology, whether they're contributing to science, the healing arts, the creative arts, whether they're writing books, whether they're starting to teach. They're all different kinds of people out there who have really done it. And now is like the beautiful moment where all of the evolution they've been doing is coming to a type of culmination. And over the next 3 years, I imagine that there could be a wonderful adjustment period and an integration period where, you know, this new transformative change starts to span out into their lives and kind of illuminate new potentials in their lives, illuminate new pathways in their lives, illuminate new experiences in their lives. So it's a very beautiful time, a very intense time, because birthing is intense. Think about a woman giving birth. There's contractions, there's pains, there's deep breathing. It's intense, it's instinctual, it can be painful, you know. And at the same time, it's a miracle. At the same time, it's magical. At the same time, it's sacred. At the same time, it's beyond anything that you can conceive. You just have to allow it. For the people that are coming into very mature states of embodying their divinity, you may notice changes in your personality. You may notice changes in your relationship dynamics. You may notice changes of your interests, changes of passion, changes in who you want to engage with, changes in where you want to live. You just may notice both internal changes happening right now and external changes happening right now. And there's a continuance of an unfolding that will occur, you know, based on this new you, this new transformation that's happening within you. Not only will that transformation be internal, but it will unfold externally as well. Now, this earth is going to start going through some changes, and so May does bring an intensity to it. And there is another energy dynamic that I want to talk about in May, and it is related to releasing power. Releasing power dynamics within you that may have been hidden. So power dynamics where maybe you assert power over others, or power dynamics where other people have asserted power over you, where someone in power can just make you small, disposable, you know, where they can exile you from communities, reject you from the family, reject you from the group. They can fire you from, you know, your job. They can squash you, they can kill you. You know, we have all these lifetimes and experiences with power, where we have been enmeshed with power, where we have been a slave to power, where we have been in positions of power, where we have experienced the abuse of power, okay, where we have been very small and insignificant in relationship to power. Now, power is such an old energy on the planet, and the planet is heightening its consciousness, which means a lot of these old energies are done. They're just done. They can't stay here anymore. And so they are dismantling, they are releasing. And so we are going to be having an intense release around power in May. You might be having a very personal experience around that, where you're releasing your own power dynamics, whether you were a victim to power or you are a person abusing power. Whether you are doing that consciously or not, whether it's old or not, I can guarantee it's really old. I can guarantee it's very old. So a lot of people will be releasing that. Now, I'm noticing that with all the openings going on, all the releases of power going on. I'm really noticing the upper body. So people are experiencing tension in their shoulders, muscle tension in their neck. Some people are noticing tension in their jaws, just overall muscle tension and achiness in their body. Some people experiencing flus and colds, because that is one way to release a lot of energy at once in your body. Just days where you might not feel good, where you might feel achy, you're just kind of sick feeling. Okay, some of you getting lots of head pain, headaches, okay, having openings in your head, all right. So the upper body is kind of the hot spot right now, especially around these openings and these releases of old power dynamics. You might really be feeling the release of those old power dynamics in the shoulders and in the neck area or the chest area. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm seeing it right now. But again, take that with a grain of salt, because you are a very unique individual. Your energy is unique to you. Your journey is unique to you. It's going to be a very personal experience. So if there's something that's not resonating with what I'm saying, just let it go and just tune into your own personal experience. But recognize that a lot of transformation is happening right now. So if you are going through experiences that feel intense to you, just recognize that it's an important time for you to really show up for yourself. To really love yourself and to really allow this transformation to occur, no matter what that experience is like for you. Someone just mentioned to me telepathically that they're doing a lot of this in their sleep. So their human self isn't really going through a lot of drama in their life. It's pretty easy, kind of boring out in their life every day. But in their sleep, they're doing a lot of the work in their sleep. Okay, and they might be experiencing bad dreams, some nightmares, some dark stuff in their dreams, but they're not taking that out into their physical lives. So that is kind of a piece of wisdom coming through from someone watching this who wants to share some of their experience. They're doing a lot of it in their sleep. And that brings me to another tip, that if you're feeling tired throughout your day, more tired than usual, this is a good time to take some naps, because that might just be you trying to do things on astral levels, outside of your body. And sometimes it's just nice to just take a nap so that you can really do what you need to do on a spiritual level. All right, moving on. I want to pull some cards, or just one card really, to see if there's just anything else that wants to be said about the month of May. I am looking at my notes and I am just seeing that May is such a deep act of self-love, all this transformation and releasing and internal change or external change you may be navigating. It's such a deep act of self-love. I know that it can be uncomfortable. It's not natural for a human self to embrace change. But I can guarantee that all of this change, all this transformation is taking you to a better place. It is an act of self-love. It is clearing away what is no longer serving you, and it is creating the space for you to go into a new direction that is more supportive of the experience that you came here to have. So please remember to allow all of this instead of resisting it or fearing it, and practice loving yourself through this and just trusting yourself. This is a big month to trust yourself, a really big month to let the process unfold, trust the process, trust the unknown, trust where this is taking you. Okay, it's a big, big month of self-trust. You can think of May as laying down the groundwork for what you need so that you can go in the direction that you're meant to go right now. Just think about it as like your beautiful, most highest self coming down and starting to walk the earth. Just some things have to shift and change within you to allow that and to bring together some of the things in the physical so that you can start to take your steps forward into your next experience. All right, so let's pull a card. Anything else for May? All right. We have the Six of Swords as well as the Queen of Swords reversed. And so here we have a person going through a transition. They're leaving the old. It's kind of a rough and rocky transition, but they're headed towards something that's much lighter. Okay, this is a card that can remind you what you're going through right now is temporary. Could be rough, could be rocky. You could have been through a lot. Whatever you're leaving behind may have been rough or dark. What you're moving towards, you may not see what you're moving towards yet over the next month. Okay, but it is in a direction that is going to be much brighter for you. And this is also a card that reminds us, don't be afraid to seek out help. If you need support right now, you can seek out support. There are people out there that can help you through counseling, through their intuition, through healing, whatever type of help you may need, whether it's emotional support, mental support, physical support, spiritual support. There are people out there that can help you. This is the time for you to embrace help if you need it. There's also this card, Queen of Swords, coming through. And, in this kind of quality of it being reversed, you may be working through levels of communication that may be a little bit cold, sharp, too direct. People may be a little bit harsh on one another, a little bit immature with one another when it comes to communicating things, communicating their differences, communicating their ideas, communicating disagreements. There just may be a tendency to be more defensive, to be more protective of yourself, to be more cold or distant to other people, to think more logically instead of your heart. Instead of kind of coming from your heart. Now, what I can say about that and what's coming through about that is it is a vulnerable time. It is a very vulnerable time for a lot of you right now. Very vulnerable time. You are stripping off the shells, stripping off the armor, stripping off the masks, integrating wounding, okay, integrating darkness. It is a vulnerable time for a lot of you. And so there could be a tendency to need to protect yourself, to be a little bit snippy, a little bit grumpy, a little bit, a tendency to be defensive, if someone hurts you. And really, that's okay if that happens. That is your best attempt to protect yourself in such a vulnerable time. However, what I'm also getting is, how about we just take some time to ourselves over the next month? How about we embrace some space, in our relationships? Because transformation is a very personal time. Other people in your life may not get it right now. They might not get it at all. Some people on the planet aren't doing this. They are in mass consciousness. They're not having spiritual awakenings. They are living inside the box, okay? They might not see you. They might not be able to hear you, and they might not care about you right now. And if you need to take space from people like that right now, now's the time to take space, because you are going through a transformation. You are going through deep changes, and you deserve better than that. You deserve to be respected, to be seen, to be heard. And if people in your life aren't capable of doing that with you right now, take some space, take some personal time, okay? Otherwise, you might be a little bit like a cactus, or with someone trying to fight, getting into fights, defending yourself, poking others, trying to protect yourself through fighting and being defensive, when really, you just need to take some space. You need to recognize that you're going through something that not a lot of people in your life may understand. And you can have compassion for yourself for that. You don't have to try to explain yourself constantly. You don't have to try to push people away or close down your heart in order to survive this. You can just say, right now is a personal time and I need space right now. And if I need help, I'm going to reach out to some real people that can do that with me, not people that aren't capable of doing that for me. All right, some wisdom coming through about May. I'm grabbing some cards because I want to pull a few cards for that. But some wisdom that was already coming in around May was to really celebrate the new you that's coming in. This birthing process can be intense for a lot of people. And it can be easy to be traumatized by the birthing process. All the stuff that's coming up to release, all the darkness that may be coming to integrate. It could feel traumatizing. It could feel intense, in some ways, to be confronting all of that in a very fast way. And so I want you to celebrate the days where you're tapping into your truth. I want you to write down your truth. I want you to validate it. When you have a clarity, when you have an insight, when you have a new perspective, when you have that good feeling of opening, that heavenly feeling of opening, that blissy ecstasy feeling of opening, or just that fresh joy, that fresh positivity, that fresh passion, that fresh feeling of inspiration that might come through after an opening, I want you to celebrate that, because that's really who you are. Okay. And you may be going through the contractions right now, where you have a wave of releasing, and then you have the opening and you can enjoy your life again. And then you have another wave that hits you, another contraction, another wave. Okay. And so it may be coming, and then you may be kind of enjoying, and then it might come again, and then you might be able to enjoy it again. And when you have those moments where you're tapping into your truth, your clarity, new perspectives, you're feeling more connected, that's the time to make videos. That's the time to write it down. That's the time to celebrate it. So I really see some wisdom in celebrating this new you coming in, and to really let that be the inspiration to allow more of it, versus resisting some of the intensity that happens while those waves and contractions are happening during this birthing process. The other wisdom that I wanted to share with you is to be extra loving to yourself right now. Extra loving. You could be making mistakes. You could be playing out really old stuff, really old wounding. You could feel embarrassed for, some of the things you may be going through, some of the old stuff that's coming back again, and so this is a time to be very loving with yourself, and just to really remind yourself that some of this stuff coming up to the surface right now, you're done with it. You are done with it. All right. And so you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to beat yourself up for it. You can celebrate that you're releasing it, and you can love yourself while you're going through those uncomfortable experiences. Okay. Some of those experiences might put you in fetal position. Okay. Think about being a baby inside a womb, about to be pushed out into the world. You are in a dark place in that womb, and you are in a dark place in that womb, and it's intense, and it's uncomfortable, and you're in fetal position. Okay, and so quite often when you give birth to a new you might find yourself in fetal position. In fetal position, under your sheets, in the bed, crying, sobbing, feeling angry, okay? Like that crying baby that just wants to get out. That discomfort, it's outgrown the womb that it's in, and it's frustrated and it's angry and it just wants to get out, or it's crying because it's just, been through too much, okay? So it's okay if you go into fetal position. It's the time love yourself, okay? Love yourself. Like literally hug yourself. Literally hold your hand. Literally wrap a blanket around yourself and rock yourself. Literally listen to beautiful music. Write down affirmations and read them to yourself if you need to. Give yourself a love note that you can read yourself during these times where it feels too intense. Do what you need to do to really show up for yourself and love yourself through these very vulnerable moments that might put you in fetal position while you're contracting and hitting another wave of energy before you open again, before you integrate again, before you transform again. Okay, it's a big alchemy happening right now, big cycles of alchemy happening right now. And it's good. It's good. Ultimately, you're the ice cream, remember? That's sweet. Ice cream is sweet. Ultimately, yeah, it's going through a process right now, but it's sweet. It's sweet. It's the sweetness of your soul, the nectar of your soul. Okay? It's going to be okay. All right, so let's pull some cards. I wanted to pull some cards from the self-care deck. Yeah, to see if there's any forms of self-care that may pop out to us for the month of May. I think it's going to be a good month of self-care since we are going through so much energetic transformation. And we got a few cards. So a surprise, surprise. Release your expectations and open to surprise. Exactly. Some of this stuff that you're transforming into, you just can't figure it out. You just won't be able to figure it out. You might not be able to understand it at all, but you can allow yourself to be surprised, drop your expectations, and let it be revealed to you who you're becoming, what is transforming in your life. Let it be a good surprise. Time. It says, time spent worrying is time spent. Yes. This is not a time to worry. This is just a time to be present. Okay? You don't have to worry about this. You're going to handle it just fine. It's happening because you're ready for it. You are ready for it. You're capable of this. You won't get a growth period that you can't handle. You won't get an opening that you can't handle. You won't get a change that you can't handle. It's happening because you're ready for it. All right, no need to worry and waste your time worrying. Easier said than done, but there's the wisdom on how you can take care of yourself. You know, it might just be that you need to have some strategies available for yourself when you get too mental. Okay, one of the things that I do when I start getting up here is I move my body. I dance, I do yoga, I go exercise, I go to the gym, I go for a walk out in nature, I go for a hike, go for a walk on the beach, I go swimming, I take a shower, I stretch, I move my body. Okay, some people like to play music, learn an instrument. Some people like to make artwork. Some people like to write. There are a lot of different ways you can manage your mind when you start worrying. All right, love is another self-care card. Love people, love them with all your heart. Just be sure to love yourself first. Okay, remember there may be a tendency to get defensive, to fight other people in May, simply because maybe you're going through a transformative time. You might feel vulnerable. You might feel like your relationships are changing, you're changing. Just remember to love yourself first. I've said it so many times, I feel like in this recording, to love yourself. And to remember other people are going through it too, so practice loving other people as well. And listen is another card. People start to heal the moment they feel heard. Okay, so again, we were seeing that energy of the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, that might mean that, there's some miscommunication going on, that there might be tendencies for people to be changing so fast that there's misunderstandings, miscommunication. All right. And really, even if you don't agree with someone, you can at least hear them. Okay. You don't have to agree with them, but you can hear them, and that's healing for them. Okay. And same with you. People might not have to agree with you, but it is nice to be heard. Okay, when someone actually hears you. And so I feel like these two cards are talking about our relationships. Like, yes, love yourself first, but also love others, and make sure you have a nice open ear to hearing what other people are going through as well, because this is a time that's impacting a lot of people. It's intense for a lot of people. And so it's a good time to practice those conscious communication skills, those conscious relationship skills that are now available everywhere in books, in podcasts, in YouTube videos, on social media. Okay, now is a really good time to practice conscious communication skills, conscious conflict management skills, conflict resolution skills, conscious relationship skills. All right. And I want to see if there's any other wisdom that wants to come through about May. I know it's going to be another big month for all of you. Okay. Things are going to hopefully settle a little bit after this, for people to adapt and people to reorient and people to prepare for what's next. So let's see if there's any other wisdom about May. Okay, yeah, we do. We do. We have Treasure Island. It's a turtle. It's a turtle with a little treasure box on his back, and there's hearts and stars around him, and he's swimming in the island. You know, it kind of reminds me of this surprise card. Like, any experience that you go through, whether it's light or dark, whether it's intense or easy, you know, there's like a gift in every experience. If you get in a fight with someone, it can actually be a gift that helps you learn better communication skills. It could be a gift that helps you learn something about yourself. It could be a gift that helps you learn something about someone else. There's a gift, even in conflict. There's a gift in darkness, dark experiences. There's a gift in trauma. There's a gift in all kinds of things. Whether you see it as good or bad, there's gifts. Okay, so this is kind of reminding me of embracing the gifts in your experiences. Whether you feel like you're going through a difficult experience or not, an intense spirit experience or not, or a dark experience or not, there are lots of gifts in these experiences, and now is the time to unwrap them, to let them unfold. Okay, this is a really good sign that this is all taking you to a better place. This card also talks about the law of attraction, so it's you know, encouraging you to be aware of your energy, you know, that you can create your experiences, you can attract the experiences that you want, and so it's a good time to embrace positive thinking, to shine your light, to kind of sit on the bench and observe some of these intense experiences instead of getting wrapped up in the drama of some of the intensity. Okay, it's a good time to be conscious, okay? Not go into unconscious behaviors, but to stay conscious in your thoughts, to stay conscious in how you relate to others, stay conscious in how you communicate, stay conscious in how you relate to your experiences. A good time to stay conscious. And this card is also saying that, you know, you've been doing the work and you're about to hit the jackpot. You're about to come into new levels of abundance, new treasures in your life. And so, you know, this is going to be great. And that's what I meant by, you know, this is the deepest form of self-love that you can do, is allow this transformation, because it's going to bring the sweetness, the nectar of your soul, the nectar of your experiences. It's going to bring some good stuff. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you like these videos, please support my channel by liking the video and subscribing to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. And I love to see your comments, likes and shares. So if you are going through some intense experiences, please write down what you're going through in the comments. Share it with me. What kind of physical symptoms are you experiencing? Share some of the experiences that you've been having with me. Let me know what you resonate with most in the video. Let me know if there's something new that you want to see in these videos. Yeah, I'd love to see your comments, and wishing you the most incredible, amazing, graceful, healing, easy, and pleasurable birthing of the new you in May. Take care.